Alright, so we got a couple of things to do before we post our code into Bitbucket. The first thing is we have to create a requirements.txt. This is going to allow people to install our packages for Python with one command. So the way how we do that is we're going to type in pip freeze requirements.txt. Make sure you use a greater than symbol. This is going to pipe the text of the pip freeze command into requirements.txt. If you want to see what was saved in there, type in nano requirements.txt. You'll see all the package names as well as the version of the package that we installed. This is very easy for people to install their packages whenever they want to use your code on their machine. And it's also very easy for us if we want to run this code on an EC2 instance or a Raspberry Pi or Heroku. And all we have to do is pull it down from Bitbucket and then run pip install-r requirements.txt, and then we have all the packages. Super easy. The next thing that you guys have to do is install Git. So we're going to type in sudo apt-get install Git. I already have it installed, so I don't have to do any updates or anything, but you will have to hit yes and let it install and go through all of that stuff. Once that is done, we are going to go to Bitbucket. So I'll give you a little bit of time for that to finish. Pause the video, and then whenever you're finished, come back to the screen. Okay, I'm going to assume that you guys paused the video and were able to install Bitbucket or able to install Git. Now we're going to open our browser and go into Bitbucket. I'm going to use Bitbucket instead of GitHub because Bitbucket is free to create private repositories. GitHub actually requires you to pay for private repositories. If you have a GitHub account already, you're fine to use it, or if you're okay with your repository being public, you're fine to use it. But I highly suggest Bitbucket for private, personal projects. I use it all the time. So go ahead and click on this URL, Bitbucket. I already have an account, so I'm just logged in automatically. However, you will be forced to put in your credentials or create an account. It's very easy to create an account. It's just going to ask for your URL or your email, your full name, a little robot test to make sure that you're not a robot, and then it's going to ask you to verify your email, and then it's going to ask you to pick a username. After that, you should be looking at the same screen that I am. So I'm going to go ahead and let you guys pause the video and create an account if you need to, or log in if you need to. So go ahead and do that, and we'll pick up when you guys are done. Alrighty, so now that you guys have an account at Bitbucket and you're looking at this screen, let's go ahead and create our repository. So on the screen, go to repositories, and then hit create a repository. We're going to type in the name of our repository. I already have my name picked out, Twilio YouTube app. Your name can be anything that you want. It's not specific to anything. It'll just be a different URL. So go ahead and make sure that this is a private repository is checked and that Git is filled in, and then hit create repository. So now you should be looking at this screen. This is where our code is going to be saved. So now what we are going to do is we're going to actually link our code to our Bitbucket repository, and then push. So go to your terminal, and inside your terminal, make sure that you're inside your Twilio _app folder. Type in git init. This is going to create an empty Git repository in your folder. And then now we are going to link it to our Bitbucket repository. So go back to this page right here and type in or click on I have an existing project. Copy this code right here, which is going to basically add the URL to your repository to our Git repository here. Oh, don't type anything, just hit Control-Shift-V and it should paste in there automatically. So now your Git hub account, your Git repository, should be linked to your Bitbucket repository. We're going to go ahead and add all of the files, git add dot, all the files in this folder to our repository, and then we're going to commit git commit -m init. This is basically creating a Git message, a Git commit message that is called init, so that people can see why you changed the files you changed or add the files that you added. Since this is the first commit that we're adding, it's just going to be called init for initialization. Okay, so I got an error. The reason why I got an error is because I just installed GitHub. If you guys just installed GitHub, you will have this as well. So what we have to do is type in git config global user.email, and then to make sure that you type in the same email that you typed in for your Bitbucket account. Okay? We are going to do the same thing. I'm going to go ahead and make this bigger so you guys can see. We're going to do the same thing for our username. So, oops, get global user.name, and then again, make sure you use the same username that you used in Bitbucket. If you don't remember what username you used, I don't think the username really matters, but it is helpful to have the same one. Then hit enter. So now let's go back to our git commit -m init command. Hit enter now, and you should have committed all of those files to our repository. Now all we have to do is push it. So we're going to say git push.u master origin. This is going to put all of the files that we have committed in that last command and push it up to the GitHub or the Bitbucket repository. Go ahead and hit enter. Oh, I think I got this command backwards actually. Yes. Okay, so my mistake. It's actually git push-u origin master. My mistake. Let this run through its stuff, and then I'll show you what it looks like in Bitbucket. So I'm going to pause the video and let this run. So a couple of things that I forgot to mention. Make sure that whenever you push, you don't forget to type in your password to your Bitbucket. That's the reason why you wanted to make sure you use the same email, because it's going to actually log you into your Bitbucket account. And now it's running through all of this stuff. It should be finished. Oh, there it is. Okay, so now we're finished. And I can go back. It was pushed to the master branch. I can go back to Bitbucket and go into source. And wait for it to load. Boom, you can see the requirements.txt file, the virtual environment that we saved, and the api.py. I'm not going to really cover too much about source control in this channel. If you guys want to know more about Bitbucket, GitHub commands, etc., I suggest looking up Hitchhiker's Guide to Git and stuff like that. It's a very powerful tool, and almost every software development work environment, startup, anything, will use GitHub to use version control to keep all their files and work saved. A very powerful tool, and it's very helpful whenever we want to deploy code to different types of machines. Alrighty, you guys, so now you have your code saved outside of your virtual machine. In the next video, we are going to start talking about how we're going to deploy it to AWS.